getting ourselves ready for our 7 o'clock guest. So I'm going to go on, make Facebook the post here public so that I can see your comments. And then we are going to pop on to IG and get ready for our guest. I'm so excited for my guest today. She is very special in my heart. So yes, and yes. Let me go here. And we are going to get this party started. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Let me get her. Okay. So welcome to Planting Seeds with Darlaina Rose 100. Rita, right on time and amazing. I was just doing a little mini introduction.
My bad, I can't twirl.
No, you good, girl. You perfect. I think we've had so many bloopers getting started, and so now no. So let me just say welcome to everybody to the Planting Seeds with Darlaina Rose. 100 women, 100 interviews, 100 days. Woohoo! Welcome to episode 14.
I like that number.
That's a good number. Well, 1 + 4 is 5, and 5 is grace, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we just introduced the amazing Rita. I was so excited about her, you guys. She is an member out of the LA, Angeles, California area. I got a chance to meet her when I was there for model boot camp, when I was restarting my modeling career at age 55. I'm now 56. Woohoo! And Rita makes art.
Yeah.
I felt like art. You know, you're not the first photographer that I've ever shot with, but you are one of the most comfortable ones that I have shot with. And all of them are not good directors. They're not, so that whole thing is a whole skill.
That's good.
So, listen, let me tell you, as we work together, even the first part with Model Bootcamp, but I love that, and then got a chance to work together directly when we worked all week, day and night for like 24, 48 hours. That part, amazing. The pictures of myself and my niece. Listen, that's like legacy making photos.
It was like a serendipitous moment.
Yes, very much so. Yeah. So
shout out to Z for making that happen.
Oh, yeah, shout out to my brand girl. My brand manager is the dopest. You know, she was the first interview, so she got thrown out early. I'm just looking for your bio. I really want to give you all your flowers right now. Let me see here, because I'm hold on.
I like those glasses.
Thank you, darling. You know, it's the thing that we do. I don't know why I'm getting such feedback here on my other screen. So if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, and you want to see my amazing guest face, then by all means, jump over to Instagram and you will be able to see her face. Otherwise, the audio and see my pretty face. So yes, Rena These glasses are a part of the Darlaina Rose line of reading glasses that will be dropping this year. You know how Z do. We gotta wait for everything. It's like, okay, not yet, not yet, not yet. So not yet. So yeah, hold on. Let me see. Hold on, where this is. Let me just put your name in, and hopefully it will come up. Sometimes stuff don't always want to work the way you want it to work when you want it to work. What is that about? What is that about? Why? I don't understand. I really don't understand. Hold on. It's giving me everything but what I want. So let me see if I can take it to the top, because I know we just did it. So it should be right here. Huh. Okay. All right. Well, this is what we're going to do. Since I know what I know, I just know what I know. So what I'm going to say is, Rena, please tell the people who you are and what you do, please.
Okay, so in short, my name is Rena. I have been a professional photographer for 10 years. So I've been on this journey for 10 years. And I pretty much do professional photography and videography as well. So that ranges from portrait photography, event photography, which I love and miss, and as well as lifestyle and branding. So I help entrepreneurs get their content looking right, get their headshots. As we know, this is a digital age. So photography has and will always be needed. However, it's definitely a hustle. I've been able to grow it kind of from the ground up. I never thought I would be a photographer, but that was not in my intentional life plan. However, I have absolutely no regrets on being a professional creative. So I work with a variety of companies, small to big, NCAA, Google. I've shot all kind of different celebrities. I don't necessarily like to just name them off. I just like to say, go to my profile, go to my portfolio. But I went from shooting my friends for like $60 and $0, to landing some pretty big campaigns and national campaigns and billboard ads and things of that sort. So see, that's me in a partnership.
And the great thing about that is I didn't know none of that. That probably would have freaked me out. That probably would have freaked me out if I knew all that. Yeah. That, I just know the quality of the pictures that we took. Well, I guess the best way to talk about that is the fact that the picture that's on the flyer for this web series is the picture that you shot. So that's
honestly, that was just it was just so natural. I hadn't been able to shoot in a long time because of the pandemic. So coming across opportunities where I can just like use natural light, use God's given golden hour. For me it's easy. Like when people say like, how do you do it? I'm like, man, it's just I don't see how people can't do it. But I guess that's the good thing of being, I guess, experienced. But I hope people feel themselves. Everybody has a talent. Everybody's beautiful, pretty. So I try to bring that out of them.
Well, you definitely did that for me in every outfit that I put on. Like you caught the best light, the best angle, the best look, like all of that. Like I'm just looking at the pictures and I'm saying, is that me?
That's the reaction I like.
Yeah, like is that me? Is that really me? And I mean the photos were, they felt like art to me. They didn't feel like I just was at a photo shoot taking pictures. They literally felt like art. And those pictures, I am considering getting them into canvases and putting them in my house. That's how much I love them. Love them. And so absolutely, thank you for adding people to this live. We appreciate that. Definitely share it. Definitely, if you like what you're hearing, drop us some roses in the comments, because this is about to get deep. I got my questions.
So Alexis, hey Mario.
It is Women's Month. And so that is what inspired this series in the first place, because I said, wow, I know so many amazing women doing so many amazing things. What I wanted to do was introduce the amazing women that I knew to my network. So you're a part of my network. So I want to introduce my network to my network, if that makes sense. Especially women doing amazing things, because I know so many. And so when we were talking about it, I said, okay, well, we can do 30 days for Women's Month. But then I'm like, I know more than 30 women.
Yeah.
So then Z says 60 days. And then Z says maybe 90 days. I'm like, well, 90 days is not even. So we're going to do 90 days. We might as well do 100 days. So 100 days, 100 women, 100 interviews. And when I tell you the energy and synergy around the women that are saying yes and coming on is just unlike anything I've ever seen or felt before. So it is an amazing, amazing thing. So in the vein of Women's Month, can you tell me a woman or women who inspire you and why?
So this question, I went down so many different women to try to name one.
Yes.
Even from like Maya Angelou, Harriet Tubman, Shirley Chisholm, all those different.
Yes.
I cannot pinpoint. Me personally, even when it comes to like I'm never inspired by one thing, one person.
Yes.
When it comes to women, I'm literally inspired by women of all walks of life.
Yes.
Whether it's from women who have stories from the streets, whether they're homeless, prostitutes, been abused, whatever, I find power and inspiration behind every woman I meet.
Yes.
I remember I used to volunteer. I volunteered at a homeless shelter, and this homeless woman gave me advice and insight. That was definitely life-changing. So I can never pin it down on one name.
Yes.
Women have been doing crazy things in history since,
forever.
Since forever.
Yes.
Yes. So I love looking at women, the rebellious women, the Joan of Arcs, women of all color who, go against grain, go against the norm. So any woman who's willing to challenge what, societal standards or do whatever it takes to get what they want,
yes,
I admire them.
Wow. I love that because I couldn't pick just one either. So I knew that's why originally the question was what woman, and I changed it to women because every woman that I've asked over these 14 episodes is more than one.
Yeah,
and so I know. When you think about leadership, especially women in leadership, what are some of the qualities that you think make them amazing leaders?
So I like the fact when you ask the question, it said like what makes a good leader. I feel like we have a lot of leaders, but they're all not necessarily good.
That part.
So when it comes to leaders, they need to be good followers. There's a lot of leaders who are like narcissists.
Yeah.
And they lose their disconnect with who they're leading.
Yes.
So I think, a leader needs to definitely be a good follower and connected to the people in which they're leading, and have a foundation of just like good character, a good moral foundation. Because when you become a leader, you gain a lot of power.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of leaders literally just struggle with maintaining their morals and literally just being a good person, throughout their leadership. And I would just say transparency. We all know I think sometimes we put leaders on a pedestal that's like almost as if they're godly. It's like we're all still human. So I appreciate leaders who tell us their mistakes, who are transparent when they make mistakes.
Yes.
And I feel like you can go a long way. I'm not a fan of having leaders that act like, they're just too good or they've never done anything. Like, I like a little rep,
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Those are the main things I look out for sure.
Absolutely. Because when we become, some of us become leaders by default. And it is important to me that, whoever is leading, like I messed up too. Like I from stuff. Like I wasn't always this person. I I've been bankrupt. I lost a house before. Like all of those things. Like I think it's important to share that because it lets me know that you are me and I am you. So I am in agreement with that. Like you can't come off too perfect. Like because then you lose touch with the people who you are leading. Like, and I think servant leadership is so important too. You know, one of the things I believe that with everything is in me, you can't be all the way up here and then the people that work with you is way down here in your mind. You know, everybody's on an even playing field. We just all have our roles to play, and that's the part that makes it, you know, amazing when you realize that we are all together on the same playing field, whether you are putting strawberries on my pillow, whether you are like whatever it is that you do, whether, because I've been in all those roles. I've been the cleaning lady. I've been the driver. I've been all of that. And so when I'm not in those roles, I absolutely love and respect the people who are in those roles. So yes, give them all their flowers now. Make sure you tip them. I've been the waitress. I've been all of that. So I know what it's like to be in service to people. So when people are in service to me or to my dream or to my goal, I want to make sure that I take good care of them as well. So yes. So can you tell me what is your favorite thing about being a woman?
So, my favorite thing about being a woman, honestly, it kind of came to like something tangible or physical. I think like the woman body does amazing things.
Yes.
It took me a long time to even like, I think we can all relate as women. It took me a long time to embrace my own body, no matter how beautiful other people may say it is or is not.
Yeah.
But the woman body, I mean, it comes in all shapes, all sizes. Without the human body, we would not have humanity. Like if we all just close our legs and shut it down, you know, things will be in a bad place. So I feel like the woman body has a lot of power, whether you showcase your body or not. Because I mean, I say this and like I don't even necessarily show my body off for the most part. So I've had to like learn to get a better relationship, you know, with the female body and human body. You know, like it's beautiful. Things that we think to be ashamed of is absolutely normal. I'm not even a mother yet, but you know, reproduction, how things go out of place and go back into place, and like all those different things. So I think we can all say we love the woman body.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I love all of that. Plus, all of the things that we get to do with our hair, change our clothes. We could dress up, we could dress down, we could wear heels, we could wear sneakers. Like they just never know which way we coming. Just never know which way we coming. And so that part just amazes me every time. Oh, Elena just joined. We got some amazing people.
Yeah, Elena, I see my brother.
Yes.
And a few family members.
Yes, I see Bridget is here and Zamira was here. So, you know, we got some people that's, you know, doing some things. I noticed that a lot of times people absolutely the prettiest. I love it. You know, Elena, I was just explaining to Rena how our pictures are true artwork that she's taken of us and how beautiful her work is. Her work is just straight art, just straight art. So that part is, and that probably has come with the years of experience. You know, everybody with a camera is not a photographer. No, they're not. You know, some don't understand lighting, some don't understand angles, they don't understand. And you know, I have a camera, and so I'm learning so much, like aperture and how much the rule of thirds and all these different things. I'm like, that's a lot. And so I definitely give those flowers right now. Elena said, yes, her work is magic. It definitely is magic. When you think about women, are there any assumptions about women that you would like to change and why?
Yes. This one was an easier one because all those assumptions just like popped in my head.
Yes.
So I would say a few things. The main thing I would say what I dealt with was people assume I'm younger than I am.
Yes.
So I usually look 10 years my junior. I have like baby face syndrome.
Yes.
So I would notice a lot of people would assume I'm not experienced. They wouldn't assume I could put on a task. Or when I tell people, even now, I've been in business for 10 years, they're like, when did you start? Like when you were 15 or 12 or something of that sort. And I'm constantly having to like state my professionalism or my accomplishments. When really I would hope when I say I'm a professional photographer, you would just believe the fact that I say that. Yes. So I think a lot of young women deal with the same thing, people undermining their professionalism, what they can do, what they're capable of doing.
Yes.
And then I would say people assume just like, I'm not a fan of gender roles too much. So like when people assume like I'm supposed to cook, clean or something, because I'm an entrepreneur, a lot of times there's a phase I went through where I just didn't really cook at home. All I did was edit, go to sleep, wake up, shoot, go home, go to sleep. So I cook a lot, and a lot of people would judge, or not a lot of people would judge me. I would get judgment certain times on, you should be doing this, you should be practicing your domestic skills and things of that sort. Yes. Acting as if I couldn't, balance, being an entrepreneur and, I could still claim myself to be a woman, even though I'm not better Betty Crocker,
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, we already know women come with assumptions, but those are my main things. Or the fact that we can't be sexual beings and professional. Yes. Yes. I think we see a lot of that, even with like Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, owning your body, your sexuality. Yes. It's still, being able to maintain your respect, your dignity, and your worth. Yes. So those are the main assumptions, I guess I would say.
So I like that. The judgment part is hard, especially when it comes from like family members. Like, girl, why you not married yet? Or girl, why you ain't got no kids yet? Girl, you don't know how to cook. How you gonna keep a man? Like all of that stuff. It's just like, who told you that has to be my life's goal? Maybe that's not my goal. Why don't you ask me? Ask me. Just ask me before you judge me. Just ask me. And if that's any of you who are watching, just ask a person before you go into the judgment phase. So tell me your favorite thing about being a creative, your favorite thing about being a photographer.
Ooh, the favorite thing about being a creative is no day is the same. A lot of people, I think, that do 9-to-5 jobs. It's just a lot of things just start to, it should be the same old story. But every day I wake up, it's a new client, new adventure. It's a new picture. One minute I'm sitting on my couch just like editing pictures, and then I could just get a call, be like, hey, can you come fly out to this conference in Atlanta for 2 weeks? And then boom, so it's always different. There's always opportunity. I've been able to shoot Obama. He was my what is it? My greatest accomplishment. Yes. When I took pictures of Obama, but that came with just that just came with just nonstop persistence. Yes. It's a lot of trial and error in photography. Yes. I've messed up a lot of times. I've lost pictures. I've lost memory cards. I shot weddings and then the memory card just stopped. So it's been a journey, but I definitely wouldn't change it for anything. It's been a lot of lessons as far as you can't really it's hard to be a professional creative if you aren't in tune with yourself. If you are, you can get so far, but a lot, if Rena's not okay, my Rena O Productions is not going to be okay. Yes. So it's been a lot of free work. It's been a lot of consistency, a lot of no's, rejection. You can't be a professional creative without somebody telling you no. Yeah. So that's any entrepreneur in general. Yeah. But I wouldn't change it for the world, honestly. Nope. It's a hustle, especially with the pandemic. Yes. We have to learn how to create in different ways. I would shoot almost 50, 60 events in a year, and it went to 0. So I had to figure out different things out. But
I'm so glad that you did, honey, because had you not been where you was, I would not have seen you. And when it comes to entrepreneurship, those no's are real. But you know what I say? I eat nose like Cheerios. How many y'all got?
I eat nose like Cheerios. That's
how many? Listen, how many y'all got? Because I know every no is leading me closer to a yes. So I need the no's to get to the yes. So come on, bring all of them. Tell me no, because I know for every 10 no's, I'm going to get one yes. So bring me those no's, and I'm gonna eat those like Cheerios. So you are LA based.
Yes.
You're not from LA. Tell us where you're from and how you ended up in LA.
State of Texas.
Texas.
Our politics is a little sketch, but we definitely enjoy talking about where we are from. Houston, Texas is where I reside, where I used to reside for like 10 years. That's where my business was. So I moved to LA so I can get more creative clients. I felt like I was kind of putting a cap on my creativity.
Yes.
On a lot of different things. I just needed to be around more creative energy. So if there's people out there who feel like they need to, need to move, or they need to be in a different environment. Sometimes it's your environment. Sometimes it's just, you just need to change your apartment. I just needed to go to a different state to be around like a different kind of energy. So I would definitely, go back and forth to Texas for sure. It's definitely not going away, but
I love that. LA is just a different vibe for me. Like right now, I'm in the mode where I need to come to LA. And when I come, Dallas, Texas in the house. Okay, Alexis, H-Town. When I came there to LA my first time being in LA was in mid-pandemic in September of 2020. And although things were closed and all of that, it's just a whole nother vibe, and I feel like and there's something about the time change when you go to a place and the time is changed. Like right now it's like 4:30 your time. It's still sun, and so it's a whole nother level. And sometimes you got to get out of the cold, you got to get out of the everyday norms of where where you are, and go see something else, and that really gets all your creativity flowing. One of my friends was just like, listen, go to LA, because when I tell you, because of the time change, I was able to change a whole lot of things that I still do now. I was there, and I was able, because of the time change, I was up at 5 a.m., which is what, 6, 7, 8, our time. So I would get up at 5, and I would be able to take a whole bath. I would be able to, write and do all these things. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's so much creativity because I'm wide awake. And so I need to go to LA every once in a while to get that again. So I'm making myself, I'm in LA every other month. Like that's my goal, every other month. And I'm really throwing up in my head right now whether I want to live in LA, Atlanta, Miami. I want to live where the sun is.
Yeah, LA got the sun. It never rains. Houston, we have floods.
Yes.
It's like maybe rained 4 times since I've been here. So it definitely helps my mood, my vibrations.
Absolutely.
Like I wake up with a smile on my face. It's not cold. So for sure.
Well, my last question. What do you think the biggest challenge will be for the generation of women coming behind you?
I think their biggest thing is like social media is playing a major factor in a lot of, the next generation's interpretation of who they are, what they want to be, how should they showcase themselves on Instagram. So I think a lot of girls are looking for guidance from, older women, so that they can, honestly, so we can just keep them on track and knowing like you don't need social media to claim your womanhood.
No.
Even though I'm sure we all struggle with this on a daily basis, looking at other people, comparing our businesses, our marketing, how much money we're making. So I can only imagine what I would have felt like if I would have had all of this and I was in middle school or high school. So I know I need to find some kind of program. I don't know whether it's virtual or in person, where I can just
support.
Tap into, I used to teach high school girls, high school students, and they definitely have their own struggles, and social media is a major part of it. I think just finding their identity, that's going to be something they will continuously deal with.
Whew. Yes. That part. So in our last 2 minutes, will you tell people how they can book you, get with you at Rena O Productions? Because I know, let me tell you, honey, Rena O Photography, I am in love. And I know that we are scheduling something in LA for June. Well, we're going to have you come to Miami in May. So you are our personal photographer for all Darlaina Rose Productions. We are so excited. We are building an all-woman production team, and you are the lead, honey. You are the lead. You know, we might let a couple of boys in, but you know that's only by if we can't. But I know we can, so I know what it's gonna be. All women production. So please let the people know. Let the people know. Yes.
Well, yes. Thank you for having me, joining me. I'm so glad I just randomly found you on a beach in Malibu, and then it just took off from there.
Yes.
So I appreciate you and your team, all your energy. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Bridget, Alexis, I see all of y'all. Elena, Jesse, my brother.
Yes.
But if you just go to my Instagram, you can go to renaophoto.com, or you can go to renaoproductions.com. If you click on my links in my Instagram, you will see my headshot special that I have going on. You will also see a contact form where you can just, send me any kind of inquiries you may have. I am not a fan of DMs. DMs is just for play. So if you send me a DM about booking, it may take me a while to get to it. So make sure you go to my website, check out my Instagram. I have a few things I'll be launching soon.
Yes.
So make sure you stay tapped in.
Yes.
For joining us.
Well, we are definitely tapped into you, my darling, and we are going to stay tapped in. And if I just so happen to find my way in LA next week, I'll give you a call.
Awesome.
So thank you everybody for joining us for 100 Women, 100 Interviews, 100 Days, Planting Seeds with Darlaina Rose. I thank you so much for being here. We will be here tomorrow for episode 15. No days off.
Support your women-owned business.
Yay, yes. And so share it with other people. And if you are a woman that is doing something amazing and feel like you would like to be interviewed, by all means, send me a DM. You could DM me for that. So thank you again, Rena. Thank you, everybody. Bye, everybody. Thank you.